Hi, this is Eric Stromquist with Stromquist Company and Control Trends. I've got a very special guest today. He is our Michael Bonner. Michael runs our tech support team here at Stromquist and Company, so he is working with controls and control systems every day of the week. And Mike, you've got quite a bit of a background. Tell our viewers a little bit about what you did before you came with Stromquist.
I worked for a systems integrator, backgrounds in process controls and building automation, Tritium, Niagara, and Honeywell Care, stuff like that.
And rumor has it you started like you just got out of diapers, you got potty trained, and the next thing they have a screwdriver in your hands. Because it was a family business, kind of like Stromquist and Company.
Running blueprints when I was 10.
Blueprints when you were 10.
Proofreading them, so.
That's really, really cool. So Mike, I brought Mike on the show today because we came across what I think is just going to be an awesome vendor for the HVAC building automation controls industry, a company called Sierra Monitor. And Sierra Monitor does all kinds of protocols and gateways and gas detection sensors and just really cool stuff. It looks like, for example, if you had a legacy fire alarm system and you need to bring it into your building automation system, looks like Sierra's got a solution for you. So they sent us a product today, and of course I'm a sales guy, so I'm impressed with everything. So I thought we'd put Mike through the paces, an unboxing, if you will. Okay, so Mike, I understand you've had a chance to take a look at this. This is my first time taking it out of the box. I took it out of the box. The Sierra Monitor BACnet router. First thing I noticed is a beautiful shade of purple.
Yep, that means it's got to work, right?
It's got to work, yeah. So you've had a chance to look at both. So tell our listeners a little bit about what you've noticed so far.
All right, so some cool things I liked about it is the low profile. So if you've got a shallow panel or some tight panel space, it's got a nice footprint to it. It is DIN rail mountable. And the really cool feature in this thing is it's got 2 Mstp ports on it. So that really opens up a lot of uses and applications for this thing as a really handy tool to have in your tool bag.
So in theory, instead of having to have 2 BACnet routers, you can just have one, which logically would mean you're going to save money probably on the cost of the device and installation time?
Absolutely. Or you can actually, this thing will route Mstp to Mstp. So which is really handy if you've got existing Mstp trunk and you've got an older device on it that doesn't talk as a baud rate as all your other devices. You can use this to talk to that without having to run a whole separate trunk across the building.
So sort of like if this was at the UN, it would be the translator, would have everybody talking and getting along.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so Mike, we've taken it out of the box. You had a chance to actually set it up. So what do we say? We'll take a clip of you setting it up, and then let's come back and talk about it.
Sounds good. But let's take a look at the web page and see what the interface looks like. So we're going to pull up what the default IP address. So we're going to punch in 192.168.2.101. Pulls up the interface here. Now, one thing I noticed, there is no login, it doesn't look like. So I'm not sure if it'll let me change this. So start off with network settings up here. Got some nice help tips pop-ups here. Got something here for edit password. So you can configure an admin password. So that's pretty nice that right out of the box it doesn't have a password you have to remember. Got our BACnet IP settings here. So typically you'd want those to match whatever your front end BACnet IP network is. You can give it a name here and actually give it a location, and that'll show up on your BACnet discovery as part of the device properties. And it shows up BACnet IP primary and BACnet IP secondary. I'm not really sure what that's about. I'll have to dig into that. And over here on the right side, there's our Mstp settings. And here's the 2 separate networks. So this does have 2 trunks of Mstp, which is kind of unique from the typical routers we stock here at Stromquist. Looks like I can set a different baud rate on each one. That one 38.4. Give them each one a different network number or MAC address. And then disable BACnet Ethernet. So turn it from BACnet IP to BACnet Ethernet. Got some status stuff over here. Reload save. And got some other tabs across the top here. We've got a Diagnostics tab. Looks like it'll give us some actual trunk diagnostics, which is pretty handy. I only see it for R1, so RS-45 port 1. Oh, because by default port 2 is not enabled. So what if I enabled this Then I would see it over here probably after I do a save. Please restart the system to load new configuration. So we'll restart the router. For diagnostics, maybe do a page refresh. Yep, so now it shows port 2 there on the diagnostics. Looks like I can find devices here. I can do a scan. Got an about page with help stuff, so that's pretty neat. So let's take a look at this password thing, because once you get it installed, obviously you want to give it a password. So let's just give it a temporary password here. I'm just going to use test, see if it's got any password length requirements. Hit the little checkbox here, save password. All right, so let's restart the router and see if it lets us log in. Didn't seem to require a password, so maybe there's another setting we have to find in here. Pretty neat. They've got a link right to the tech support page. So I don't know. We'll have to find out about that. But pretty nice interface. But that's a quick start episode. A quick look at the Sierra Monitor BACnet router with dual Mstp ports. Thanks.
All right. So Mike, that looked pretty easy.
It was. It was very, very intuitive and very easy to set up, one-page setup.
So as an integrator, I mean, that's kind of an important thing, right? I mean, because I know when you were out in the field, I mean, probably the last thing you want to have happen is you get out there, something's not intuitive, you got to read the instructions, you got to call somebody, you got to go on YouTube to try and figure it out. So
Absolutely.
So you feel pretty confident that most integrators...
Easy is always cheaper.
Easy is always cheaper, for sure. And did we mention that it's purple? It's purple.
Yeah,
so
there you go. So some of the other features I really liked about this thing is the multiple scenarios for routing. Like I said before, you can actually route MSTP to MSTP, so save yourself a ton of labor on repulling a BACnet line just for a older device, existing device out there. It'll route actually BACnet IP to BACnet IP. It's got a built-in BBMD for routing to your different IP networks. And one cool thing is a feature they call Device Find, and it actually has a built-in discovery right at the router, so you can get a quick status of all the devices on the trunk and see what's actually connected to the router.
Way cool, way cool. Well, there you go. So that's Mike Bonner. Does Mikey like it?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. For those of you who might not recognize Mike, the older guys, Mike was a kid in the cereal commercial, so if Mikey likes it, it's worth trying. Did we mention it's purple?
It is purple.
It is. So hey, really, a special thanks to the people at Sierra Monitor for sending this to us. The Sierra Monitor BACnet router with 2 ports, priced very competitively. You can find these guys at sierramonitor.com. Check them out. And again, thanks to Mike Bonner for unboxing this really cool new product. Did we mention it's purple?
It is purple.
It's purple. All right.